I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. Someone commented on my YouTube video literally just now. I went live because of that YouTube comment, and they said Iron Mouse left Vshojo, and I said, what the hell is going on? Let's figure it out. So in real time right now alongside you, I am figuring this out. Like, this video was posted like 30 minutes ago. I don't know what the hell is going on, except it is titled Why I Left Vshojo. You guys have probably seen the entire thing already. I just got here. I don't know what's going on. All I will say though on this situation is, for years I have been trying to tell y'all that Vshojo might not be the company that you thought it was, and everyone thought that I was crazy. Remember that? Remember when I said this years ago? And you know what? I might talk my shit after this video is over. For now though, let's see Iron Mouse's reasonings, and then maybe if I decide to, we'll get into it. Okay, all right. You know, I've been publicly saying Vshojo is a good company, because every single time I talked any sort of ounce of crap about it, y'all sat there and you were like, Evan, what is wrong with you? Vshojo's the best. And I was like, okay, you know, public perception thinks that they're so good, so you know what, it's fine, let's watch.
I am leaving Vshojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by Vshojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from V.
That is incredibly disgusting to find out, by the way. I need y'all to know that. Like, that is just this. I'm sure this gets worse as we go along, but that's crazy.
Vshojo, I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold.
Is she suing Vshojo as well? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Maybe not, I'm not going to jump to conclusions here. We're only like 50 seconds into this video, bro. But like, dude, that's crazy.
So one day I will be able to tell you the full story.
Oh my god.
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of Vshojo. If you give me a moment,
is this like effective immediately?
I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends.
Yep.
I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything.
Yeah.
It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, you know, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would
and become a VTuber.
Use an anime avatar.
We're so happy she did.
And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community.
$500,000 from Chattery is crazy though, right? Like I really started to take that's kind of insane.
Around the time when I was approached to join Vshojo, and it was through Vshojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today.
Which is true. I mean, dude, Vshojo did a lot to help like these creators in the beginning, and like I will say, despite everything that I know about the company, it doesn't take away from that fact in the end. But man, when I tell you guys that I have like been sitting on knowledge about this company for years. Like, it is crazy how much I just know that I shouldn't know. But then it's also crazy whenever I meet other people in the industry and they're like, damn, Evan, you just like know everything, right? When we talk about this stuff, I'm like, I do. I really just do. And it is, oh God, it's so unfortunate. I'm not sure what she's going to get into here, but like I have at the very least, okay, maybe I shouldn't say what you know what, we'll let Iron Mouse speak right now. We'll let her speak. If she talks about it, I'll talk about it.
I was approached in 2020 and asked to join Vshojo.
Okay.
It seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything.
Dude, they're making her cry. What the hell?
There was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and 1,000,001 other things. But I ultimately decided to join Vshojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company. And I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed.
Which is God, I hate to admit it, but like realistically, they were in a sense kind of right, because for a while, Iron Mouse kind of just became like kind of the foundation, right? Where like realistically, if we look at her subathons especially, she was making the most amount of money for the company. And the way a lot of these VTuber agencies work is like the profits of the talent are split with the company. And, while the other talents were making a good amount of money, obviously she made the most that then got split with the company. And like, obviously that will help the company a little bit more. And it really just sucks that you would betray your biggest talent, right? I feel like this is like a baseline thing for human beings, right? But I think we can all agree that stealing from charity is a little screwed up, right? Just a little bit,
Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me.
Okay, it's a lot screwed up. You know what I mean, though, Chad. You know what I mean?
Guilt tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay...
That's a crap. Oh my God, that's so crap. Like, they basically made her like, I can't even imagine, right? I'm sorry, I'm struggling with my words right now. But like, it comes off as if though they made her feel like if she didn't continue to re-sign with the company or be with the company, then they would have to like fire, lay off people and end certain things within the company. And that is honestly not her problem at the end of the day. If you really get it really shouldn't. Like, genuinely speaking, like as a company, they should have had this figured out. They should have done their best to figure that stuff out. And if you had an expansion issue, that's on them. That's not on her. And it's so incredibly screwed up. And I have other parts of this that I know. Right? I have other parts of this that I know, but I'm not going to say it unless she says it first in this video or if she says anything at all. But like, oh God, let's watch.
I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life, but this didn't feel right with me. And I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that Vshojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information, so that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Big W.
Of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following 2 subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success.
So the first time they did
I decided to do it again the next.
Ooh, so they didn't do it the second time. Damn. This charity news is like new to me. All right, like I know of other befallings of this company, but this charity thing is new, and this only makes them look worse in hindsight. And like knowing like a lot of the people who have left the company, right? It's just they're like the people that left are good people, right? And you know, I could imagine they didn't want to be a part of this because this is bad, right? What was going on is already bad, but this is bad, you know?
Next year, my last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, Vshojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity.
Wait, so why are they holding on to those funds though? Why have they not paid in the past year? You know, like I could imagine like a couple months with processing and logistics and stuff like that. Because let's be real, like that amount of money is an incredible freaking nightmare to deal with. Even if you like have to come up with like a payment plan or something, like I imagine it's still a lot to work with. But it doesn't take a year though, right?
And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity.
Yeah.
We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection. And this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately,
this hurts to watch.
I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from Vshojo. I really wish
Yeah. So, I mean, just to briefly touch on what she just said there, the line of like, she believes that the Immunodeficiency Foundation is owed funds, but she herself is owed funds. I will briefly speak on what I have been aware of for several months now, is that they have struggled to pay their talents recently. And, I don't really want to speak too much on that, but like, after hearing that, I was like, why are you struggling to pay your talents, Vshojo? And it is really unfortunate that they're going through that and a myriad of other things. But it is absolutely like, I don't know, like, in my humble opinion, I have never once liked a single VTuber agency, as I've told you guys a billion times, and yet everyone sits there and tells me, oh my God, Evan, but this agency is different, this agency is better, this agency, yada yada yada. And I keep telling you guys that none of them are inherently good, right? They're just not. Corporations just fucking suck, right? And like, legitimately, it really does suck that, as I know a lot of you, so many of you really looked up to Vshojo. I've had to sit here for years, just knowing in the back of my mind, they're not that good. And just, you guys just sit there and kept saying, oh my God, Evan, they're different, they're better, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, public perception says that they're a great company. So sure, I will tell you they're a great company. But I've known and I've believed in my heart that they're not. And I've let that slip a couple of times, and people have scolded me for it relentlessly on the internet. And it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Because then we have situations like this where Iron Mouse has now come out and, had to say why she doesn't like the company and why she's leaving. And it's so unfortunate, dude. It is so unfortunate because I absolutely hate seeing her like this. I really do.
But I could tell you more. But right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now.
No, we love that.
Processing everything.
Yep.
I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support.
Worse than Niji?
I also wanted to say that all
that's a loaded question.
Money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video, in the description box, is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through
YouTube ones go directly there. Yep.
That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month,
I like the YouTube charity system.
I'm doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and
that's huge.
Hopefully there'll
at the very least,
a lot of singing and a lot of fun.
I can't imagine dealing with this. I feel like most people can't, right?
I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is a force for good. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am truly sorry. Okay.
Can I say my piece now? That Iron Mouse is now done with her piece. I'm gonna say something that I've wanted to say for a few years now. But every single time I even alluded to it, everybody was up my freaking ass about it. Fuck Vshojo. Okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. All right? Never liked them as a company. I have had the most disdain for this company for years. And some of my friends know this because I've talked about this in private to them. And like, seeing them hurt Iron Mouse like this and knowing what they do and they've done, and it's oh my God, it irritates me. It just irritates me to no end. But I'm at the very least happy that, this is coming out. And now they have to face some repercussions, right? And just so I don't get sued, because I'm a little nobody and I don't want to get sued by a big corporation like Vshojo, if they allegedly have done any of these things, I just want to say, you know, I hate them. I really just do. Okay, I never had like them. I feel like it is unfortunate that like a lot of the VTuber you know, sphere as people have legitimately had to, like, I don't know, cozy on up to them, because that was just the thing to do. It's kind of like social economics, right? Or maybe that's not the right term, but whatever the case, where everyone had to just sit here and, you know, every single time Vshojo did something as a community and as a collective, right, we all would just be like, you go Vshojo, you're so cool. Because if we didn't do that, everybody would just sit there and just be like, why aren't you praising them, huh? Right? And it sucks. It really has sucked for so long, and I'm so happy that finally we have some reprieve, and at least Iron Mouse has come out and said, you know, she's done with them, she's leaving, and, you know, maybe she's suing them. I don't know. It just looks like she kind of is. And now I feel freely say fuck Vshojo. Okay, like that is my stance on this. She didn't really reveal too much else of what's happening, and she said, you know, maybe someday she'll tell a full story or whatever. And if she does, then maybe I'll tell more of what I know or whatever. But like, oh God. This is unfortunate. This is like, this sucks. And I hate the company. I really do. I feel like I can speak my truth now. I'm happy because I can speak my truths. But realistically, Iron Mouse is still hurting, right? And that sucks. And I think at the end of the day, that is that is the main point of this video, is that, like, you know, they stole from charity, and that really betrayed her trust and hurt her. And that is unfortunate. And, you know, I genuinely feel for her for that, and I really do hope that the charity gets the funds that they are owed, because it, you know, it's not a really nice thing to do. It's very mean, right? In hindsight. So, you know, yeah, I really hope that, you know, at the very least, maybe the company finds the funds, pays the charity, and all that stuff. But the damage is already done, and those are my thoughts, I guess, realistically, on the whole, like, you know, Iron Mouse leaving Vshojo thing. But that begs the question of, like, who else is going to leave, right? I feel like, you know, now the question is, with Iron Mouse coming out with this and Fruit coming back, do we think that Fruit leaves Vshojo as well? Do we think that the other talents all leave Vshojo? Or is Vshojo done as a company? I don't have the answers to these questions. I mean, I know what I've been told, but I can't really say it right now. And maybe a couple months from now, if any of this other stuff is revealed, maybe then we talk about it. Speaking of which, I was told the craziest bit of information specifically about Vshojo like last week. And it, you know, if that comes out and if it is true, then we'll talk about it then. We will. But my speculation as of right now is the company probably go under. I mean, let's be real. With Iron Mouse leaving, that is their biggest source of income. They lose that, or they've lost that now, and it's kind of over for them. And if they somehow survive this, I will be genuinely impressed, to say the least. But I think that the company is over. I think Vshojo dissolves, and I think every talent in the company becomes an indie, which, to be fair, would be for the best interest of all of them, in my humble opinion. So I don't want to get sued. Please don't sue me, Vshojo, because I know you hate me. That's another thing. Can I say that? I can say that now. All right. Fun fact for you guys, by the way. Did you know that, like, okay, actually, maybe I should add allegedly, because again, I still don't want to be sued. But fun alleged fact for you. Did you know that over the past few years, you know, there has been one company that has stood between me and other things in this VTuber world, and it's been Vshojo? Did you know that Vshojo has, like, consistently sat there and tried to blacklist me from things? This is just a little tidbit for you right there, right? You know, with all of my knowledge that I've sat on, you know, looking at this company try to treat me like a piece of shit. There was a party, an event that had happened one year, and Vshojo specifically right, tried to make it so I couldn't attend. All right. Every single other company and person there, completely fine with it. But Vshojo, the company, allegedly, did not want me to be there. Which is crazy. So crazy. I have had nothing but disdain for this company for so long. And you know what? You know what? Amen. Amen. You know what? At least now, some of you can see the light and see that these corporations are not all great. Okay. And now if I get sued, shit. I hope the word allegedly works. But I'm speaking my truths, right? And like, yeah, that's just where I'm at right now, right? So they didn't want the VTuber News guy to whistleblow on them. Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, allegedly. But yeah, I mean, oh God, what is this? What is it?
Bad boy.
All right, I guess that's the time to end my thoughts on all of this.